One.
Hey everybody, it's Robin and Kim in our health chat this Wellness Wednesday, and we're coming at you and we're talking about National Safe Sun Week. And it was just founded in 2021 because I'm going to give you a statistic about sun exposure and skin cancer. It is one of the largest and most popular skin cancers. Now we're talking about popularity of cancers, which is not a good thing. But the other thing about this one is it is one of the ones that can be corrected the most, prevented the most. And Kim and I are going to talk a little bit about how we can prevent cancers. We're also not going to just stick with what like melanoma and cancers and things like that from the sun. We're going to talk about how the sun can be good for you, giving us our vitamin D, when we should be in the sun, when we shouldn't be in the sun. And we're also going to talk a little bit about sun exposure, and it can cause heat exhaustion and heat stroke, which I have personal experience with. So we'll go into that. But it is this week because of Memorial Weekend and the start of summer. So Kim and I love to enlighten you and give you information and bring light to all things health. And so that's what we're going to do today. So go ahead, Kim, I'll let you take it away.
I have a couple questions for you, Robin, because back in the day, like in the 70s, how many of us laid out with baby oil? Yeah. Right. And how many of us like sprayed sun in our hair? Did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Did you put iodine in your baby oil?
Ooh, I don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. For the color. Yeah.
Did you use foil?
No, I did not use foil. Oh my gosh. Girl.
Terrible.
Yeah, no. So anyway, I do want to talk about like the importance of sunscreen. Like, okay, we know better now. Right. And just be clear, I wear an SPF on my face every day of the year. It's in my moisturizer. So it's not like it's sunscreen, but it's a moisturizer with SPF 30 in it. So anyway, been doing that since my early 30s. So, but Robin,
and you can tell everybody, look at Kim's skin. Like it's amazing. Like I only do mine in the summer, and I should do it well, I get to do it in the winter. But yeah, seriously, Kim, your skin's amazing. So
thank you. I think, and there's something else to that too, that I want to bring up later. We'll talk about, but Robin, I want to ask you a couple statistics. So how many people do you think know to reapply their sunscreen every 2 hours when they're out in the sun and at the beach or at the pool?
So I think if you're a mom, I think most moms do know this with little ones, because I know that I knew that, but like, do we conveniently forget that as we grow up and don't have kids, like as moms, and then do our children do that? And I can tell you that I have 2 children and I know one of them typically doesn't do that. So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the number would be, but
it's only 40% of people don't know they should reapply every 2 hours. So
see, that's interesting. Yeah.
Now the other one is, so the most not toxic sun, the most sun exposure you can get, the deepest rays are between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Right.
During the day. How many people do you think don't know that?
I don't know, because I know that. I have no clue.
No,
I have no clue.
I've known that for a long time, actually.
Right.
65% of people do not know that. And maybe
really,
yeah, I'm surprised by that.
That is surprising.
So a couple things, and I've gotten more into like really focusing on cleaner products like I use, and I have a couple apps I use that I can scan and they can tell me, and let me show you this Banana Boat Ultra Sport that my husband loves.
Okay.
It came out 0 out of 100 safe. And what it does, I know, what it does, it'll scan it, it'll give you good, poor, or bad. Like
what's
red.
the app? What's the
called
app?
Yuka. It's called Yuka, Y-U-K-A.
Okay. We talked about this before.
It's got a carrot. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay, very good.
Sideways carrot. Anyway, So I put it in there and it saves a scan, and it'll give you some things that are some healthy alternatives. So
Nice.
now one thing you should look for is zinc oxide and also titanium dioxide. And they'll either say like mineral or physical in the label, so you know. And you want to look for broad spectrum that covers both UVA and UVB. And UVA are the sun rays that we get like all year round. Those can cause wrinkles. And then the UVB is a strong sun, it causes sunburn and skin cancer. So you want to get a broad spectrum to help with both. And the Environmental Working Group, which we've talked about, also has a Healthy Living app. You can scan things on their app as well, and they'll come out with, telling you what's in there. So and one thing they recommend avoiding is oxybenzone, and said it can act as an estrogen, and which can disrupt your hormones. So anyway, I'll say about that, but
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So it really is. And I actually found this mineral spray. It's Bar Republic Mineral. It's broad spectrum, and it's got pretty good ingredients in it. So because we get our grandkids every year for 2 weeks in the summer, and we were spending like it felt like hours applying sunscreen on them. Now I went with the aerosol, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier, and it takes a a lot of time to rub it in.
Right.
Little tip there. Little tip.
Hey, you brought up the UVA, UVB. So the other thing that you want to think about too, which prompted me, is your eye protection, right? So sunglasses, you want to use, like they say, wraparound lens are the best to do, and you want to block 99% or 100% of the UVA and UVB rays. So always look for that too, because it is important to protect your eyes. But we do need sun. So to get your vitamin D, I recommend you go out early in the morning. And things that I've read say, you don't wear your sunglasses. Go out, close your eyes, lay out there, like if you're out there at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever, or 8 o'clock, and the sun's out, then that's going to help your circadian rhythm. It's going to help you sleep better. And it's going to get you that vitamin D as well. So, the sun is not all bad.
No, and I wanted to tell share what I do. Like when we go to an island every winter for 5 weeks. And so what I do is I'll work out early in the morning, no sunscreen, nothing. I'm kind of in the sun. I'm getting my vitamin D for like 20, 30 minutes. And then when I come in, and then when I get ready to go out like to the beach, I put my sunscreen on, I walk the beach, come back, and then I'm in the shade all day, pretty much, as much as possible. So it's like I'm getting some vitamin D, and then I'm making sure my skin's protected as I'm out more. And that seems to work for me. And I just get a nice light tan. I'm not trying to get dark or anything, but I'm trying to protect my skin basically.
And if you like the water, there are so many of those clothing now that have UVA, UVB protection in them, and they're lightweight. I know my husband's really sensitive to the sun, and he has a couple of those nice long sleeve ones. He rides his bike in them because he doesn't want to get all that sun, because he has had some cancer removed. The other thing is hats, guys. Wide brimmed hats to keep you protected. And another thing my husband does, we love to fish, and Greg wears this most hilarious looking wide brimmed hat, but you know what, it protects him. And that's what's important, is being protected. I'm not much of a hat person, so for me, I suffer, and I want to talk to you about suffering. So also heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and I think a lot of people don't understand the differences. Heat exhaustion is the one that is not where you go to the hospital. The heat stroke that's when you need to immediately call 911. So if you have heat exhaustion, you can have dizziness, you can have headache, nauseous, weakness, unsteady muscle cramps, fatigue. So I have had that one, but I've also had it where I have thrown up, right? And that's getting I probably should have gone to the hospital, but didn't realize that that was what was going on. When you have heat stroke, you get confusion, delirium, combativeness, seizures, loss of consciousness, and your core body temperature is above 104. So I will put this, I have a little sticker that shows that, and I'll put that in the comments, but it can sneak up on you guys. Make sure you stay hydrated. And I would recommend, like, everyone feels like, oh, I need to have, and I don't want to name names of products, but it's what the sport drinks, right? Either or any of those brands of drinks, but those are so full of sugar that I really believe they're a hindrance, because I did this several years ago. I had no idea about sport drinks. I was like, it's hot out, I'm going to drink and I'm going to get hydrated like I'm supposed to. But I wasn't like drinking a sport drink, water, a sport drink, water. I was drinking straight sport drink. So I think about that now, and I was putting pure sugar in my system, and it's no wonder that I got heat exhaustion. So water is your friend. Drink it. I would say, use a hydration liquid, but make sure that it's a pure, clean one. Wouldn't drink all that sugar.
And I want to talk about, somebody asked me about they heard that seed oils can make you burn quicker. And I looked that up, and Dr. Kate Shanahan, who's written Deep Nutrition, she talks about the Hateful Eight seed oils, which we've talked about before. But she said, if you have a poor diet and you're overdoing the omega-6 seed oils, then yes, you can burn easier. And so it made me think that, and that's why our omega-3s, omega-6s get out of whack. And because we eat both, but it's off the charts, super high, like 20 to 1, omega-6 to 3s, 20 to 1, which is not what we want. We want 4 to 1 or 3 to 1 or 2 to 1. And so anyway, so what Robin and I were talking about, when I read that, I thought, well, maybe because I've eliminated seed oils and only eat the healthy oils, maybe that's helped my skin get better. I don't know.
I'm sure it has.
So that's something to consider as well.
And you know what? Now that you said that too, I don't burn like I used to. And I don't know if that's because of age, but like I haven't had seed oils like that in 4 or 5 years. So there is probably a lot of validity to that, I would say. But anyway, guys, protect yourself. The sun can be your friend, but it can also be your enemy. So,
and protecting your skin is important. The skin is our largest organ. Okay. So we just got to keep that in mind and protect it as much as we can from outside pollutants, from inside pollutants, and the sun is balanced. We want to get a healthy dose of vitamin D and then stop there. So
yes, for sure. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you next week
with
another wellness tip.
Yep, right.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.